Hello, Sanmonan. I hope you guys are good and you are well. So, my name is Bonile Mpele. I'm a mom, a wife, and a believer. Besides that, I'm a human being, a lover of life. So, today I just want to talk about challenges that affect almost everyone in a relationship. Almost 90% of people who are in a relationship are affected by some of these factors that I'll point out today. So guys, I've made few points for you that we'll talk about today, and let's start with point number one. Point number one, we are talking about arguments in a relationship. You know that's a biggest, okay, it's not the big, but in some relationships, it's the biggest issue. Because in some relationships, you get partners or a couple argue a lot, and it's only few things that they can agree into and do the thing as a couple. In most cases, someone is pulling this way and someone is pulling this way, of which it's bad. It's a challenge and it can lead to so many consequences, even breakups at some point, because you find someone saying, okay, because we are always disagreeing, or one is pulling this way and one is pulling this way, let's just call this thing a quit. So be careful of that one. Don't argue a lot in a relationship. Sometimes just compromise, because remember, you are two adult people who have different interests, and you want your interests to also be complemented in the relationship. So it's a matter of compromising, because you don't want to always be the one who dominates in the relationship, wherever and just uzozwa ngami mangithi red siyaku red, mangithi pink siyaku pink. You don't want that in a relationship. If it's something that you need to discuss, just avoid arguing. Viewpoints in that manner. Okay, what is it that you are saying about this, and what is it that you want out of this? It's a solution either way. You don't need to argue at all times. So yeah, ukhuphulelana imoya in a relationship is not good. It's not healthy for the relationship. It's a challenge on its own. Yes. Number two, communication. Communication is key to everything. So in a relationship, it's the most important thing that you need, because you cannot function well if there's lack of communication. Remember, there are people who are dating and it's a long distance relationship. They need communication to ensure the connection between the two. And it might happen that you are married and you live with your partner. You still need communication to be effective in your relationship, because if you guys are not communicating, trust me, it'll fall apart. If there's things that you don't like that are happening in the relationship, say it, my love. Just say it. That's the only way that it will help you communicate. Say the things that you want, say the thing that you like, say the thing that makes you happy. And we're going to number three. I'll just run with them. And number three is growing apart. Remember, you are two different people, and as you are two grown people, you are still growing in a relationship. So take it to consideration that people will always grow, and it is so important to love that person even though they are evolving to be someone else. It also goes back to communication. When one is growing, let's say right now I'm growing to be a party animal. My husband is not used to Usbo, who is a party animal. Yes, I do go out there and there, but it doesn't happen that I go out Monday to Sunday and I come back every day. The next morning I change and then I go to work. Should I change to be that person? It does not mean that my husband should just cut all the ties with me and move on with his life. Rather, my husband should step in to communicate with Miss Bo. You're not doing it right now. Yes, you are young and you are growing and everything, but this is what needs to be done, and to ensure your happiness and my happiness, this is how we can do it. So yeah. And infidelity, it's we are talking about mostly cheating. On how do you deal, or rebuild your relationship after you have heard scandals of cheating in your relationship, because it's also a challenge on its own. Some people don't want to hear a thing about that the partner. Once they find out they are cheating, we are done, please go away, far 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 away from me. Some people, they want to rebuild. They see the value in a relationship, and they see something with, okay, maybe when they are sitting down and communicating and chatting, what is it that led you to cheating? Maybe one will say, no, you were no longer giving me time. That's the reason, and I tried maybe to communicate with you that you are not giving me time, and you took it for granted. And I'm sorry, yes, I went outside, but I'm really sorry. I still want you, and I still love you. And then the other person can say, okay, it's fine, let's rebuild. And we have traumas. Other people are dealing with lot of things. They have a lot of things in their plate, and sometimes whenever they step into the relationship, or whenever they are into the relationship, they drag along all of those things that happened to them as individuals. Some people have sick parents. Some people are sick themselves. Some people have kids who are not staying with them, and they're always thinking, what will happen with my kids? Where are my kids? Are my kids fine? Are they well? Have they ate? So if you're in a relationship and you do not communicate, all of your traumas, all of your the things that you think about, and they hurt you, they might be a challenge into a relationship, because you won't be able to fully be in your relationship, because you also have a room for disappointment, for a room of what if, but mara. So it's just that with your traumas, you need to deal with your past, and you need to involve your partner in ensuring that you find solutions together. So yeah. And then we have number 6, appreciation. Appreciation. Appreciate your partners, please, because you won't know what you are doing good if someone is not telling you. Appreciate your partners. Tell your partners, man, baby, you are doing right, man. The way that you are driving right, you are just right on the fast lane, and you are going very, very well. So just talk about those things. Appreciate the partner that you are having. And if there's nothing to appreciate, tell the partner what is it that he's doing wrong, so that he can change. And you can also tell your partner in a good manner, when maybe your partner is not always there in terms of taking care of the kids. Maybe it's just a person who just dropped the bags and babes, I'm coming back, I'm going with Amajita. There's a way of you discussing that matter with your partner. You don't have to argue all the times. Like, sit him down or sit her down, babes, you know what, I'm tired. Can you help me with the kids? Can we take turns? I know that sometimes you need to go out with Amajita and have fun, but I also need you. And I'll really, really appreciate if you can help me and be there for us, because we need you. That on its own creates so much love, so much warmth, because that person has been told how much he's valued or she's valued in a relationship. You give a person that room of thinking, who else could do it if I don't? Do not shout a person like, you are not always there, blah 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 blah. And then we have number 7, sex. Yes. Ensure pleasure for both couple. It's not always a one-way street. Ensure that you as a woman, you are fully satisfied as well. Because if you are just doing it for your partner, that might be a challenge on its own. You start waking up in the morning grumpy, and you start waking up in the morning saying that, vele, what's the use for me to be there, because I'm not satisfied to my level best. So ensure that you communicate. Also goes back to that point. You communicate with your partner to ensure that you tell one another How do you like it? And then we have number 8. Money. Money. Money, 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 money. This has become a very, very big challenge into so many relationships, where else you get people fighting over money. I find it so hard to understand why in a relationship money is always a problem. Because if we have money, we have money. If we don't have money. Why should the situation change if one doesn't have money? That's my biggest concern. So what I want to say about money, do not make money an issue in a relationship. Treat money as nothing. Treat money as, if we have, we have. If we don't, we don't. We enjoy life. What we are truly humble about is being alive today. So if you enter the relationship and you want to know how much does a guy have in his bank account, how much do you have in your bank account? And the one that you have, are you willing to spend that money on your partner? If not, why do you expect a guy to spend his money on you? That's where to start with. If you don't have anything in the bank account, why don't you just say, partner, let's go, man. Let's make it together. Let's create our own wealth. Let's sell amagwinya stradini and make money. I'll make amagwinya, you'll sell amagwinya. So once one wants to value money in such an extent that it becomes an important role in the relationship, I think that's where challenges start. If one will say, yeah, I earn more than you, or yeah, I get paid more than you, or I bring in so much more than you do, that's when challenges start. My advice is just love your partner, live your life into the fullest, and do not make money an issue in a relationship. So again, we have point number 9, which is children. There's a lot more to your relationship than your family, because remember, you are in a relationship and you have kids in this relationship. So for the kids to be happy, this is me, this is my husband, and we have kids under us. If we are not happy, the chances of our kids to be happy or to grow in a very healthy environment are very, very slim. So if this says there's a lot more to your relationship than your family, it simply means you as parents, you should make each other happy, or you should be happy to ensure that kids grows on a conducive environment where there's peace, where there's love, where there's respect, where there's warmth, kindness, care. So you need as parents to be in a space where you are both able to provide those things to your kids, because if you're not happy as parents, chances are the kids will suffer. So you need to consider that for your children, to ensure that it doesn't become a challenge. And you do not make children number 1 priorities over your partner. For instance, if your partner comes back home and you say, oh, na mapoto na izinto phaka udle, that won't go. Yes, he can do it 1, 2, 3 times, but if it becomes a norm and he has to do that every day, it will become a challenge eventually, because now you are more into your kids than your husband or your wife. You no longer give each other time. You no longer there for each other. So do not put your children on top of your partner. That's what I'm trying to say with this, because once you do that, it's a challenge on its own. You'll hear one start to complain, saying, Vele, you value your children more than me. Vele. So what's the use for me to be at home at all times? Because when I'm home, you won't give me time. Just you and the kids, you and the kids, you and the kids. I'm just nobody at home. So avoid that as well. And then number 10, we have ukuboreka in a relationship. Ukuboreka. this usually occurs on long-term partners. They get bored because they are used to one another. So what I can say about being bored in a relationship, try to find things that excite you again, that, what's the word, ukuvuselela ispark, inhlansi, man, kube mnandi kwi-relationship. Go out for movies, go out, have lunch, go out, no groover, go to church together, do things together. Because with long-term partners, you find partners stuck in a relationship where they love each other but do not feel in love with each other. There, it mostly occurs when you've been through a lot together, and shade for 30 years, you've been together, and now you love one another, but you are no longer in love with one another. You're just there, this is my husband, this is my partner, mama bantana bam. But you're no longer in love with that person in such a way that when you think about that person, you feel those goosebumps, and kuthi, or whenever you hear a song, or whenever you are watching a movie, kuthi tati phone yazin, phela, I love you so much. So that's it's gone. Now you are just tolerating one another. This is my partner. We are growing the kids together. So that's what's happened. So we should be careful of all of these challenges that I've just named, because they seems to be nothing, but they are a big issue in a relationship. So do take them into consideration and ensure that you value your relationship, you take care of yourself before taking care of other people, to ensure the happiness of yourself. Because in a relationship, no one will bring you happiness. You are your own cheerleader. You should cheerleader your own happiness. You should create your own happiness for you to be able to be happy with other people. Your partner is not responsible for your happiness. Create your own happiness. Be there, live, and be happy. So thank you very much. And do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Thank you so much. Niphile. Kumnand.